Testing, mic one, two, three. We testing the mic. Guess what we're drinking today? But wait, if it's your first time to Sipping Tea with Eve, welcome. I'm Eve. Sipping Tea with Eve is a relaxed space for us to take care of ourselves, reflect on lessons, happy dance on blessings when it comes to how we show up as leaders. Let's get this tea brewing. Welcome back. So you already know we're going to do our tea and then our tip. And for the tea, I'm continuing with the amazing roots and herbs in my memory tea to keep this mind sharp. And next on my list, I didn't find anything around memory for it, but it has amazing benefits to it. Something that you use every day while you're cooking probably is parsley flakes. There's parsley flakes in my memory tea. Yes, parsley is rich in vitamins A, C, and K, and specifically for K, vitamin K. It's been having high levels of vitamin K has been linked to, bone health, like good bone health. So whether it's dried or fresh, like incorporate it into your diet. So next time you're shaking up a little bit of parsley flakes to make your meal look good, throw in a little more. So let's shift over now to the strategy. So for me, I want to talk about basically changing trajectory and where I got inspired with this because I feel like I'm in a place right now where I'm changing my trajectory was when I was in Korea. I went to Busan and I went to the Gamcheon village, and it's known as like the Machu Picchu of Korea. So I'm just gonna tell you right now to just somewhere here in the comments, I'll put a link to that episode of us being in Korea, walking through there, so you can learn more about it, how it came to be, all community based. It reminds me of like Jacmel in Haiti, or just in general, like depending on like where you go, just like very 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 colorful houses, which you can also think of like New Orleans and the French Quarter, which again influenced by the Caribbean as well, and of course colonial architecture. But while I was there, we were walking through. So I'll give you a little snapshot. Basically, they give you a map, and there's like points of where you could do things all throughout Gamcheon, and we got to one place where we were like walking through like different rooms, and people when they would come, they would just basically take a pen or a marker and like write down like a favorite quote or something inspiring. And I saw that someone wrote that you are always one decision away from changing the trajectory of your life. And that stuck with me. I was just sitting there like, really? That's it? That's all it takes? And mind you, again, I'm just like, I'm a strategist, and how I think about strategy is an art of decision making. And how you get to making a decision, in order for you to make a decision, you need choices. You need choices to be able to figure out like, okay, how am I going to decide? And strategy is about having an integrated set of choices that you would decide to act upon to get you to your winning playing field, your competitive advantage. And many of the times when people come to me, especially knowing that, I'm Eve Strategy, like, tell me how, Eve, like, how should I do this? It's very interesting to go through the process of telling people, like, you need to know your why and have like a really clear theory behind if this is your why, and if you decide to again make these choices, here is where you're going to end up. That will like basically inform like your how, so I almost want to say to you all, like, when it comes to realizing that like you are in a place where maybe you need to like pivot and shift, and you're thinking about like how do I do it, how do I do it. It's not it's not really the how. You have to leave the how alone. Hope that makes sense. Like, what you need to focus on is the why. And basically the why encompasses who you want to be. The why encompasses how you want to, like, the why encompasses in what ways do you want to take up space. The why is maybe envisioning who are you on the other side of that life changing that trajectory. So really understanding like who are you right now, where are you right now versus the person that you want to be, and then making that this and then thinking of like choices that you need to make for you to actually be that person. The actions will come. The people who you need to support you in that pivot will come. And even with me, with being a strategist, I get caught up in the how to, and I have to go back and remember my why. And that why helps me come up with a set of choices, which is that's my strategy. A set of choices, and values that I have that I can always look back to be like, okay, if I make these choices, if I stick to these choices and be very firm in these choices and like who I want to be, then the actions that I need to get there, the how will come. They'll come. So I guess for you today, I guess what I want to ask you, when was there a time in your life that like there was one decision that you made and it changed the trajectory of your life? And that decision, like what was the root of it? What was the why behind it that had you be like, okay, it's time. It's time to pivot. It's time to shift. It's time to move. I really love that quote. It is amazing to me. But yeah, that's what I have for today. I hope that was helpful. I hope that brought you a little bit of ease, that you could actually leave the how alone. You don't have to worry about the how. It's kind of crazy. It's a little bit backwards, right? So especially if you're a type A person like me, like, no, I need the steps, I need the process. No, 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 no. Leave the how alone. The how got itself figured out. Your work is to figure out the why and the choices in the value in your values and who you want to be. That's the work that you need to do. That's the work that you need to do. Like, what are your values and what is your why attached to that? Yeah. And that's it for today, y'all. Like, I'll catch y'all next episode. As always, cultivate your joy today and stay stable.